Good morning students. Today we will discuss about the continuation of last video, chemical properties of phosphine. Last video we discussed about the preparation and uses of phosphine. Okay, today we will discuss properties of phosphine. Phosphine colorless gas, it is a bright gas, it glow in dark, and one more thing, okay, it has rotten fish odor, and here it explosive, it acts as a explosive when it touch with or when it contact with oxidizing agents like nitric acid, iodine and bromine vapors, and here it also easily reacts with the mercurous chloride, okay, mercurous chloride or mercury chloride, and here calcium sulfate and forms their phosphides. Okay, here phosphine reacts with calcium sulfate, forms calcium phosphide. Okay, here we get the calcium phosphide along with the forms sulfuric acid. Okay, when phosphine reacts with mercury chloride or mercurous chloride, here also forms Hg3P2. Okay, mercuric phosphide along with the, okay, here hydrochloric acid, Okay, here when phosphine reacts with hydrobromic acid, phosphine, here we have the lone pair of electron, it reacts with hydrobromic acid. Okay, actually according to the Lewis acid base concept, in phosphine, phosphorus has lone pair of electron. Okay, here one electron donate H plus ion and form the coordinate covalent bond between phosphine and H plus ion and form the phosphonium ion. Okay, here Br minus. Okay, here we called as phosphonium bromide, just like ammonium bromide type. This phosphonium bromide also contains three types of bonds. One, okay, here positive charge, negative charge, that means positive, negative. The electrostatic forces between positive and negative we called as ionic bond. That means it contains ionic bond. And one more, in phosphine, phosphorus and hydrogen both are having same electronegativity here and shared. Okay, this bond, phosphorus hydrogen bond formed by the sharing of electrons that we called as covalent bond. That means phosphonium bromide contains ionic bond, covalent bond, and one more. Okay, here PH4 formed, phosphonium ion was formed when phosphine donate the electron pair toward the H plus ion. That means we have the coordinate covalent bond or additive bond. Coordinate covalent bond. That means we have phosphonium bromide has three types of bonds. Okay, this is about the simple discussion of the phosphine. Okay, in continuation we will discuss the amorphous. Okay, here allotropic forms of phosphorus. Okay, here phosphorus exhibit different allotropic forms like white phosphorus, red phosphorus, okay, grey phosphorus, orthorhombic phosphorus, okay, black phosphorus, grey phosphorus, different phosphorus are, okay, present in chemistry. It exhibits so many allotropic forms, but in those the very important allotropic forms are white phosphorus, red phosphorus and black phosphorus. These are the very important. We'll see allotropic forms of phosphorus. Okay, here phosphorus exhibit three types of allotropic. So many are there, but in those the important allotropic forms are three. One is white phosphorus. Okay, here first I wanted to discuss about the white phosphorus. Then we'll discuss about the red phosphorus and black phosphorus. White phosphorus. Okay, here white phosphorus is the more reactive phosphorus. More reactive phosphorus. And here it is a poisonous phosphorus. It is completely soluble in water. It is insoluble in water but completely soluble in carbon disulfide. It is insoluble in water but completely soluble in carbon disulfide. Here it completely soluble in boiled sodium hydroxide. Already we discussed. Atomicity of phosphorus is 4. It is completely dissolved in boiled sodium hydroxide and form the phosphine and evolve the phosphine gas. Here it is a poisonous, more reactive and poisonous. Always it is present in tetraatomic state, and here always it is present in all 4 phosphorus atoms are arranged in a tetrahedral manner. One thing is there, why it is more reactive. If any molecule exhibit tetrahedral structure, that should maintain 109.28 minutes, 109 degrees 28 minutes bond angle. When we draw the structure of phosphorus, this is the tetraatomic and tetrahedral structure of phosphorus. Here, but phosphorus here exhibit bond angle between phosphorus atoms only 60 degrees. Due to the very less bond angle, this bonds will break easily and forms other compounds by the reaction with different molecules. That's why it is less stable and more reactive phosphorus, and it glows in dark. That process we called as chemiluminescence. That means white phosphorus shows chemiluminescence. This is about the structure of this phosphorus. And important points of white phosphorus. Then in continuation we'll discuss the red phosphorus. How we'll get the red phosphorus? When you are heating the white phosphorus at 573 Kelvin temperature, we'll get here red phosphorus. This is the interconversion between white phosphorus and red phosphorus. How will get the red phosphorus? The heating of white phosphorus at 573 Kelvin temperature. Here we'll get red phosphorus. And what are the properties? It is a less reactive than white phosphorus. Due to polymeric tetrahedral linkages are there. One P4 link together another phosphorus molecule and form the polymeric structure. Here see polymeric structure of phosphorus, red phosphorus. Here phosphorus. Here this is the polymeric structure of phosphorus. One linked with the another, so bond angle is bond angle is less than like this, less than white phosphorus. Here bond strain also very less compared to the white phosphorus. White phosphorus. So it is less reactive than white phosphorus. That means it is more stable than white phosphorus. And here it is non-poisonous phosphorus form, and it is insoluble in water as well as carbon disulfide. Carbon disulfide. This is about the simple discussion of the red phosphorus. And we'll see the third one, black phosphorus. This is also one of the important allotropic form of phosphorus. Okay, here black phosphorus. Okay, here we have the two types of black phosphorus. Black phosphorus exists in two types. One is alpha black phosphorus and second one beta black phosphorus. Structurally same, but the properties are different and the formation is different. Okay, formation is different. When you are heating red phosphorus at 803 Kelvin temperature, we will get the alpha black phosphorus. When you heat white phosphorus at 473 Kelvin temperature, we'll get the black phosphorus. Okay, these are non-poisonous. Okay, not soluble in water and as well as carbon disulfide. And here beta black phosphorus, it is okay more stable up to 673 Kelvin temperature. At 673 Kelvin temperature only, okay, it can catch the fire and form the different molecules. Okay, this is about the simple discussion of the alpha black phosphorus and beta black phosphorus. Okay, here red phosphorus and white phosphorus. And one more thing, white phosphorus is more reactive, so easily catch the fire with the oxygen and form the phosphorus pentoxide. Phosphorus, okay, easily catch the fire. Which phosphorus? Only white phosphorus. White phosphorus easily catch the fire in the presence of atmospheric oxygen and form the phosphorus pentoxide. This is about the allotropic forms of phosphorus. Okay, here this topic important is, okay, here structure of white phosphorus, tetrahedral structure, and here structure of red phosphorus, polymeric structure, how white phosphorus converts into red phosphorus, okay, how black phosphorus will get from red phosphorus or white phosphorus. Okay, these are the important terms, which is more reactive, and differences between white phosphorus and black phosphorus. What are the differences between white phosphorus and black phosphorus? Here white phosphorus is less stable, more reactive. Red phosphorus, okay, less reactive, more stable. It is soluble in, okay, it is insoluble in water, soluble in carbon disulfide. White phosphorus insoluble in water, soluble in carbon disulfide. But okay, red phosphorus insoluble in water as well as carbon disulfide. And white phosphorus is, okay, poisonous. Okay, here it is, red phosphorus is non-poisonous. Okay, it has tetrahedral structure and here it has polymeric structure. These are the important four differences between white phosphorus and red phosphorus. And while heating red phosphorus at 803 Kelvin, we'll get alpha black. While heating, okay, white phosphorus at 473 Kelvin temperature, we'll get the beta black phosphorus. This is the important question. Write the differences between white phosphorus and red phosphorus. Okay, these are the differences between white phosphorus and red phosphorus. Okay, this is the 15th group elements. Okay, complete discussion of the 15th group elements. Okay, in this chapter, some reactions are there. So many reactions are there. All those are important. Always asking about the, okay, differences between white phosphorus and red phosphorus, and preparation of ammonia. Okay, Ostwald preparation of ammonia by using, okay, Haber process, preparation of nitric acid, okay, by using Ostwald process. They may ask different reactions. Okay, this is about the simple discussion of the 15th group elements. Then in continuation, we'll discuss 16th group elements. What are 16th group elements? Okay, these are called chalcogens. 16th group elements are also called chalcogens. Chalco means ore forming elements. Ore means, okay, here the important form of an element for the extraction of metal. For the extraction of metal, we called as a ore. Always ore available. Always ore present in earth crust. Always ores are present in a earth crust. Okay, here always any metal, iron available in iron oxide or iron sulfide. Okay, and here copper, metals, so many metals, gold, silver, all those are available in their oxide form or their oxide form or their sulfide form. That's why 16th group elements we simply called as chalcogens. 16th group elements. Okay, these are simply called as chalcogens. Chalco means chalcogens, ore forming elements. Ore forming elements. Okay, here see the electronic configuration of 15th group elements. Electronic configuration of 15th group elements. Okay, what is the general electronic configuration of 16th group elements? Okay, here it has 6 electrons in outermost orbit. General electronic configuration is ns2 np4. ns2 np4 is the general electronic configuration of 16th group elements. Here we will discuss the common electronic configuration, individual electronic configurations of 16th group elements. What are the 16th group elements? Oxygen, symbol is O, atomic number 8. Okay, oxygen. Sulfur, okay, symbol 16, atomic number, symbol S, atomic number 16. Oxygen, sulfur. Selenium, symbol Se, okay, 16 plus 18, 34. Selenium. And tellurium, symbol is Te, and 34 plus 18, 52. Okay, polonium is a radioactive. Polonium is discovered by Madame Curie, symbol is PO, and 52 plus 32, 84. Okay, polonium discovered by Madame Curie. Madame Curie belongs to Poland. That's why one of the element named as she given name polonium. Okay, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. These 5 elements belongs to 16th group. These are the atomic numbers and symbols of these 16th group elements. Then see the electronic configuration. Here I am writing reduced electronic configuration, very simple electronic configuration. Okay, here put the helium, here neon, here argon, here krypton, here xenon. Here helium 1s2 finished, 2s2, 2p4, here 3s2. You added here from oxygen to sulfur, you added 8. Okay, 3s2, 3p4, and here to here you added 18. So here write 3d10, 4s2, 4p4, and here to here you added 18. So write 4d10, 5s2, 5s2, 5p4, 5s2, 5p4. Here to here we added 32. That means 4f14, 5d10, 6s2, 6p4. See here 2s2, 2p4, ns2, np4. See here 3s2, 3p4, 4s2, 4p4, 5s2, 5p4, 6s2, 6p4. This is the common electronic configuration. Okay, general electronic configuration of 16th group elements. And here, what is the physical state of 16th group elements? Oxygen. Okay, here oxygen gas. Okay, remaining all are the solids. Sulfur also solid, and here selenium also solid, tellurium also solid, polonium also solid. This is about the physical state. And one of the important term, oxygen is the important gas for the human being, for the living organism. Okay, this oxygen evolved from plants. Oxygen evolved from plants by the taking the carbon dioxide. Okay, plants taking carbon dioxide and releases the oxygen. Okay, human being taking the oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. This is the one cyclic process toward the human beings and plants. Okay, human beings and plants. Okay, this is the important. And one more thing, boiling point and melting point. Okay, here it is a gas remaining all are solids. That means boiling point and melting point gradually increases from top to bottom by increasing the atomic mass. By increasing the atomic mass. Density also increases. Why density increases? Okay, density is directly proportional to the atomic mass. So density also increases from top to bottom. And here periodic properties. Already we know about the periodic properties. So many periodic properties are there. Okay, here we'll discuss periodic properties. Okay, here already we discussed what is the periodicity. The property which is repeated in groups and periods as same, we call as periodicity. Okay, the property which follows the periodicity, okay, that property simply we consider as a periodic property. Okay, so many periodic properties are there here. Okay, here we'll discuss periodic properties. One is atomic radius. Okay, here ionization potential. Okay, we call IP, IE, ionization enthalpy also. Electron affinity, electron gain enthalpy. Okay, electropositivity, metallic nature. Okay, here electronegativity, non-metallic nature. Okay, here oxidation state, valency, oxidizing power and reducing power. Okay, and here catenation and atomicity of 16th group elements. Oxygen always available in. Okay, first we'll discuss the atomicity. Oxygen always available in O2 form, but sulfur available in 8. Okay, sulfur available in 8 form. That means atomicity of sulfur is 8, atomicity of oxygen is 2. This is about the simple discussion of the atomicity. Catenation. Okay, these. Okay, here peroxide bonds are available, superoxide bonds are available. Oxygen, these are having less catenating property compared to the 14th group elements. Okay, but it exhibits some catenation. 8 linkages are there now. Okay, sulfur has 8 linkages. Sulfur always available in SC8 form now. SC8 form means okay, little bit catenation is present in the sulfur. Okay, this is about the catenation and atomicity. We'll discuss atomic radius. Okay, atomic radius, ionization potential, electron affinity, okay, electropositivity, oxidation state, oxidizing power. Atomic radius, okay, as usual, atomic radius gradually increases from top to bottom. By increasing the atomic number. Number of shells increases around the nucleus. So the distance between nucleus and outermost orbit also increases. So atomic radius increases from oxygen to polonium. Ionization potential value is indirectly proportional to the atomic radius. Okay, atomic radius increases means okay, electron loosely attracted from the nucleus. So easily okay, escaped from the outermost orbit, easily escaped from the outermost orbit. That means, okay, by increasing the atomic radius, ionization potential values decreases. That means, okay, in 16th group elements, the ionization potential values gradually decreases from oxygen to polonium by increasing the atomic radius. Electron affinity values also same. Electron affinity values also indirectly proportional to the atomic radius. By increasing the atomic radius, okay, the attraction forces of nucleus and outermost orbit decreases. So easily, okay, not easily attract the electron, and not easily bind the electron, not easily present the electron into the outermost orbit by increasing the atomic radius. So electron affinity values also gradually decreases from top to bottom in 16th group. That means oxygen to polonium. Electropositivity, electron donating nature gradually increases by increasing the atomic size. That means metallic nature also increases by increasing the atomic radius. Electron donating nature increases by increasing the atomic nature. So electropositivity and metallic nature gradually increases from oxygen to polonium. Electronegativity, electron attracting nature decreases. Electronegativity decreases by increasing the atomic size. That means non-metallic nature, electronegativity both are same. Non-metallic nature and electronegativity both are same. Electronegativity and non-metallic nature properties, okay, these are decreases from top to bottom by increasing the atomic size. Second, okay, here oxygen is the highest electronegative element. Second highest electronegative element. Sulfur is the fourth highest electronegative element. First fluorine, then oxygen, then nitrogen, then chlorine, then sulfur. Okay, then sulfur, it is a fifth. Sulfur is fifth, and then phosphorus. It is the first most electronegative, second most, third most, fourth most, and fifth most, and sixth most. This is the electronegativity order in different elements. Okay, it is a fifth. Sulfur is fifth most electronegative element. Oxygen is second more electronegative element. This is about the non-metallic nature and electronegativity of oxygen. And one more thing, valency. It has 6 electrons. The maximum valency of this one is, okay, the maximum valency of 16th group elements is, okay, 6. And here I want to discuss oxidation state. The common oxidation state of this 16th group elements is -2. The common oxidation state of 16th group elements is -2. Why they -2? The valence is 6. By the gaining of 2 electrons, okay, it exhibits it has inert gases electronic configuration. So inert gases electronic configuration, so it is more stable. The common and general oxidation state of 16th group elements is -2. But sulfur exhibit, this is the common. Oxygen exhibit different oxidation state. Sulfur also exhibit different oxidation state. Okay, oxygen exhibit, okay, +1 oxidation state and +2 oxidation state when it bind with the only fluorine atom. OF2 is there, O2F2 is there. OF2 means oxygen difluoride, dioxygen difluoride. O2F2 means dioxygen difluoride. Here +1 here, O2F2, in O2F2 +1, in OF2 +2. Here +2, here -2, here +2, here -2, here +2 means 2 oxygen atom +1 means +2 means 1 oxygen atom +1. Okay, in oxygen difluoride, dioxygen difluoride, Okay, in dioxygen difluoride, oxygen exhibit plus 1. In oxygen difluoride, oxygen exhibit plus 2. Okay, in 0, in oxygen molecular state, it exhibits 0 oxidation state, minus 1 oxidation state. Okay, minus 1 oxidation state. When it exhibits minus 1 oxidation state, when it combined with the peroxides. Okay, here plus 2, here minus 2, single oxygen minus 1. In peroxides, okay, in peroxide it exhibits the minus 1 oxidation state, minus 2 oxidation state. In normal oxide, suppose magnesium oxide is there, magnesium plus 2, oxygen minus 2. In normal oxide, it exhibits the minus 2 oxidation state. It exhibits the minus 2 oxidation state. In superoxide, it exhibits the minus half oxidation state. KO2, potassium superoxide, K plus 1, oxygen minus 1. Oxygen minus 1. Single oxygen has minus half oxidation state. Single oxygen has minus half oxidation state. Okay. That means oxygen exhibits plus 1, plus 2, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus half oxidation state. Sulfur also exhibits sulfur dioxide is there, sulfur trioxide is there. The maximum oxidation state is only plus 6. Plus 6. Okay, any element exhibit oxidation state up to group number. It doesn't exhibit the more than group number. Okay, here oxygen SO2 is there, sulfur dioxide. Okay, here minus 2 into 2, minus 4, here plus 4. Here minus 6, here plus 6. In this, okay, plus 6, in this plus 4. That means sulfur maybe exhibit plus 6 and plus 4 oxidation state. Like that, same selenium, tellurium also exhibit plus 4 and plus 6. Tellurium tetrachloride is there, tellurium hexachloride is there. All those are the different oxidation states of 16th group elements and oxygen. And this is about the discussion of the periodic properties of electronic configuration and periodic properties of 16th group elements. Okay, then in continuation we'll discuss chemical properties and important compounds of 16th group elements in further continuation videos. Thank you.